Hear ye, the Duchess of Sucks commands you to cast your votes on her next podcast with Lemonada Media. Should the name be Confessions of a Liar, Confessions of a Narc, Confessions of a Yacht Girl, Confessions of a Long Foot Toe, Confessions of a Failure, Confessions of an Eyelid Gluer, Confessions of a Plagiarist, Confessions of a Grifter, and finally, Confessions of a Wannabe. Contact your nearest pigeon to cast your ballots. Thank you. Hurrah! Hurrah! What? These are just some of the names Meghan Markle could have come up with for her new podcast if she was trying to be truly authentic. Instead, Meghan missed the mark. Markle decided to call her podcast Confessions of a Female Founder with Meghan. Well, that's a mouthful. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, Leilani of Barbados. Let's discuss this new announcement once and for all. I find it very brave of Meghan to use the word confessions, a word that is associated with lying and sin. It brings to mind the hundreds of lies that she's told since meeting Harry. Now, as for the word female, it has been much debated that Meghan Markle might be a non-sentient robot designed originally by Boston Dynamics. The original model for Meghan looked like this. Well, as for the word founder, it really depends on what founder means to Meghan. Does Meghan think the word founder means finding other people's ideas and using them to profit because she has no ideas and no talent and no creativity? Unfortunately for Meghan, that is not what founder means.
Founder.
A person who establishes an institution or settlement. Meghan has not managed to get a single project up and running. Not a single website is complete. All the names are still pending to be trademarked. And that's just the current projects, because all the past projects have been canned. I mean, for her to sit up here, with this face. Let's look at this photo. It's a very reprimanding look that she has on her face, and the claw is just floating there for no reason. It's almost like she's saying, "Who do you think you're talking to?" Which is the opposite of what she should be thinking when having a podcast where she's interviewing other people. Or maybe she's looking at the people she stole the name off of, saying, "Yes, I stole this podcast name off of you, and what are you going to do about it?" Here are all the different projects that Meghan Markle stole this name, Confessions of a Female Founder, from. Confessions of a Founder with Ali Berger. Confessions of a CEO with Kelsey Borges. Confessions of an Entrepreneur, Hannah Haas. Confessions of a Founder with Alicia M. Campbell. Confessions of a Businesswoman, Fempreneur True Confessions Podcast. Interesting how Black women seem to think that Meghan Markle has their back, when in fact she has just copied this Black woman as well, Confessions of a Female Founder. How to have a successful drop every time. Okay, Sussex Squad, keep having your faith in Meghan Markle. It's also very interesting to me that although she was so previous in announcing this Lemonada deal, I'm so excited to share with you something else I've been working on, Confessions of a Female Founder, my new podcast with Lemonada Media. I've been having candid conversations with amazing women who have turned dreams into realities, unlike me, and scaled small ideas into massively successful businesses, elevating unlike I am. They're opening up, sharing their tips, twips, and twumbles, and letting me pick their brains because I don't have one as I build out my own business. That's why I said build out, because I have no idea what I'm saying. Build out typically refers to architecture and design. My brain is empty as ever. It has been absolutely eye-opening because I never saw success in my life, inspiring and fun, because what's the point if we can't have some fun on this wild adventure of plagiarism? First episode is April 8th. Although Meghan jumped the gun to say all of that, Lemonada's feelings were not reciprocal. Here from the Saint Meghan Markle subreddit, it says Lemonada Media downplays Markle deal. Did Meghan jump the gun on the Lemonada deal announcement, ambushing Lemonada in the process? This person says, my take is that either she ambushed them or Lemonada is downplaying the deal. Evidence. Lemonada Media, which is after all a media company, trailed Markle a full 24 hours with their own press release about the deal, which was more or less verbatim to the Meghan Markle one. Their release was picked up by no one other than Pod News, which is hardly the Variety or Hollywood Reporter of media outlets. There is still no mention of the deal on the Lemonada website, although they have a full section devoted to press releases, announcements, and news. Their own press release also does not appear on their website. Their CEO, Cordova Kramer, has not tweeted anything about it, though she did several retweets without comment and made a few likes. Well, I guess Lemonada Media must have seen this Reddit because they jumped up and brammed, as we say in Barbados. They went on ahead and put up Meghan Markle on their website shortly after this was posted. Earlier today, they did not have anything. Let's jump over to the Lemonada Media website for a moment and see. There are some comments from people looking for it. I signed up to listen to Meghan Markle's Sussex's podcast. I'm looking forward to April 8th. Archetypes was a wonderful podcast and I'm excited for Meghan's next one. Meghan's Sussex podcast. Just subscribed and looking to get acquainted. The 8-part series, which will see episodes released weekly, is her first original podcast for the company, which was founded in 2019 by Jessica Kramer, a former executive producer, and so on and so forth. Last year, Lemonada distributed Meghan's previous series, Archetypes, which was originally for Spotify, to all podcast platforms. Okay, this is so much going on because you know that Meghan put out this and people were saying that Meghan was really bullying Lemonada to release that they are in a partnership with her or in deal with her because they had nothing. They had literally nothing, PR, nothing. There was nothing on their website literally a few hours ago. And I should have made the video then, but then I would be wrong because they then put up this thing saying, yes, we are here, and Meghan's here too. What's interesting is that Archetypes was taken up by Lemonada in February last year. She said that she had a deal with Lemonada, but it was not really a deal. They had just rehomed Archetypes from Spotify, which meant that Spotify cared so little about Archetypes that they just handed it over to this very small media company, Lemonada. I mean, in the grand scheme of podcasting, this is a very small one. Anyway, they're protesting that she creates a comfortable space for her guests to bring fascinating personal stories to the table and open up in a way they likely haven't before publicly. Listeners can expect conversations that are way more break room than boardroom, said Lemonada's chief executive officer. Why does Meghan think that anyone wants to hold space with her, as a Holly weirdos say nowadays? No one wants to talk to her about anything. She literally only married Harry. I don't know if that is obvious to everyone and everyone's just putting blinders on, or if everyone's trying to make her something that it doesn't exist. No one wants to come there and talk to her personally. Unless, of course, if she had said, I'm a failure, Meghan should say that she is here to apologize to people that she is harmed. I think that would have been a better take. I'm just working with what it is. But for them to be like, and Meghan is going to get everything out of everyone because Meghan knows how to reach people. She's unrelatable. Like her literal last project has been tanking because she's so unrelatable. Yeah. So basically she bullied them into making this announcement. I don't know if they weren't too sure about what they were going to do with her. Like I said, last year, they only committed to re-releasing her Archetypes audio podcast recordings. And now they have wound up in a whole nother podcast with her. And they didn't seem to be on board with it until she made a big statement. And then they had to make a big statement. So this is a pattern we've been seeing where she comes out with announcements, like even with the second series of the With Love Meghan, which was not really a second series. It had already been pre-filmed and it was really Netflix getting their money's worth from long time. And she was like, yay, I got a second series. And it's bulldozing people into believing that she is a star when she's failing, she's tanking. And the reason why she's tanking is because she has been putting herself out here looking like a crazy woman for quite a long time. And she's been doing a lot of lying and a lot of hurtful things to a lot of people. So for her to come out and be like, everyone loves me, is who's buying that? I'll tell you who's buying it though. The only people who are buying it have been bought to buy it. Sussex squaddies, WME affiliates that have to promote her, Netflix employees that have to work with her, like the Roy Choi. Those are the people that have been bought to buy her shtick. And it's really interesting because as social media becomes more relevant than mainstream media, we're unraveling the entire dynamic of mainstream media and how much trickery is involved and how much mind games are involved in that. with Meghan. Like, she's really showing us how we are manipulated sometimes to like things. But now that we have social media where people can come out and really speak their minds, it's very obvious. Everybody's getting Markled by associating with her.
Hey Tam fam, it's a Tam Cam on a Saturday, an unusual Saturday Tam Cam, because I usually let you off the hook because you watch me during the week and you probably don't want to see me on the weekends. But I don't do these kinds of videos often, and I don't even know why I'm doing it now, but maybe because two reasons why. I binged Meghan Markle's lifestyle show when it came out, and then last night I re-binged.
And then this morning, my cousin Erica, who's my soundboard, called me to talk about it
because she watched it too. The people who are saying the hateful things about that series are absolutely full of it. I never talk like this, but it really, right? It's like, I've been on TV for 30 years. I have seen every show pitched to us and, whatever. She didn't come on my show. Trust me. I, like everybody else, would love to interview her. And this is not for the purposes of this thing that I'm doing here. It's just, I'm fascinated by it. I know that we are in that culture where a certain amount of people have to say they hate something, and everyone's entitled to their opinion. Some people don't like what I do, and I'm okay with that. But when there's a disproportionate amount of it, I'm always curious, because I'm naturally curious.
And I'm telling you, this show,
I'm sure there are things that she would like to change, because we all go to work and we all do something and we like to change. That's nature. That's, if you don't like to change something, your body of work, then you're not a present person in what you do every day. Like, for example, I wish I just put some lotion on my hands before I got into this conversation. I wish I'd changed that, but I'm not changing a thing. And this video is getting long. So anyway, that's my 2 cents. I'm about to go out to my garden.
All of us know, Miss Hall, that you have worked 30 years to get where Meghan got to in 5 minutes, and you're not really on board with what she's doing. You can't even do a proper promo for her. You're all over the place. You're talking like blah, 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 cream my hands, and you can't even do a proper promo for Meghan, although it's obvious that you've been told to do so. Anyway, it is very sad for those who have been forced to support Meghan and Markle their own careers. But I am very happy to watch her Lemonada podcast, which I will cover so you don't have to. It is starting April 8th, but I'm sure we'll have lots to talk about in the meantime, because Meghan Markle cannot help herself. She is on social media. She's late, she's tired, and she's through, but she is trying to make up time by putting out the most mundane, dull, and dated posts. So we'll watch it together, and I love you so much. And yeah, thank you for sticking with me, but don't forget to subscribe and press the bell notifications and like this video if you did like it. Love you. Bye.
Bye.